ensure that this section 77 is applied not only to the creation but it also applies to modification also. Got it? Modification stands for you want to change some terms and conditions of the contract or the charge based on which you have created it. चलो बच्चे हम बात करते हैं सबसे पहले क्वेश्चन ये आती है that once the charge is created, that means once the contract is made, within what time it will be registered? Answer is 30 days. Clear? From the date of creation or from the date of modification. This is not a question. The real question starts like this, that what if within 30 days you couldn't have registered it? Then what will happen? If you could register, then not an issue, but what if somehow you couldn't? Then what will happen now? Do you get me what I'm saying? Okay? So look, there are 2 points. What if company failed? What if company failed? So guys, here you try to understand. There are 2 important aspects. Charge which was created before the amendment and charge which is created after the amendment. We have these 2 answers. Like when the amendment taken place, as you can check it up over here, it is 2019, so somewhere around 2020 this got came to the force. So charge which is created after the commencement of the amendment and the charge which is before the amendment. Am I clear? चलो फिर से मैं पूरी बात बताता हूँ, जरा गौर से सुनिए. As soon as the charge is created, within what time it will be registered? Okay, so till that there is no issue, कोई issue नहीं है. But what if you failed? तो क्या करोगे आप? What if you failed? So if you failed, my dear students, then you have the 2 options. Option number 1, created before amendment of 2019, ordinance after amendment. These 2 points we have. If it was done before the amendment, the time limit was 300 days. What does it mean 300 days? 300 days का मतलब क्या हुआ? From the creation you had another 300 days, but what is the difference between the 30 and 300? 30 normal fees and 300 right down here you have to pay now. You have to pay now what? Come on Vacha. You have to pay the additional fees. That is what the fundamental difference in between these 2. क्या बात समझ में आई? But over here, making a contract, that's called the creation. And this is also 300 days from the creation, not from the expiry of 30. So after the expiry of the 30, you have just the 270 days. But this is no more applicable because that long back in somewhere in 2019, this point got over. This is 2024. So I have doubt that they would ask the question out of this. Come on guys, they want you to learn the present, not the history, not the past. So guys, as far as the exam is concerned, I don't think so this part is very much useful to you, but it's just as there in the law, just for sake of your knowledge, I have explained that. Am I clear? But what if it is after amendment? The charge is created after amendment, then it is 60 days. How many days, Bacha? 60 days. Please read it out. Exactly. Now that's what I'm just trying to tell you. That language you have to, because there are 2 interpretations. Is it from the expiry of 30 or these are the another 60 days that we have to now look at it. Look at this. So you see guys, if it is before the commencement, then it is written the 300 days of such creation. But if it is after the amendment, then within a period of 60 days from such a, look at, अरे भाई देख लो इसको एक बार, from such a creation. So guys, as soon as this first 30 days got completed, you have just more how many? 30 days to complete, because 60 days would be considered from the date of creation. बस इतना समझ लो, बात आगे नहीं जाएगी फिर. Alright. Now, what if you couldn't have done this within just a second. Just ignore this part. This is something what I would say provisional duty. Let's come to this part. What if you couldn't have done within 60 days? If this is also expired, Then what? Then they have said then you have to pay the ad valorem duty. Ad valorem duty, and you have to take the approval of regional director. That form I have said, if you couldn't have done this within the prescribed time limit, then you have to take the approval. What do you mean by ad valorem duty? Proportionate. If I say per day 100, irrespective of the amount of the loan involved, it is not ad valorem. But if I say that you have to pay 5% of the loan amount, can I say it's a proportionate now? So if comparatively these two, which one is the ad valorem duty? 5%. 5%. Am I clear to everyone? Okay. So these are something or certain points about regional director of the Register of Companies, ROC. Regional director. He is the central government officer representing CG in the office of ROC. Okay, but till this everyone is clear? Now this paragraph is very much important. ये paragraph क्या कहना चाहते हैं? This is the proviso. जरा पढ़ो उसको. उन्होंने ये कहा that if you are registering it late, over there they have used the word called the subsequent registration. क्या है? Subsequent registration will not affect the right of the charge holder to claim the property. So you cannot say, company cannot say just the registration was late, so this charge is not enforceable. These kinds of arguments are common. These kinds of arguments are not acceptable. Not a problem. आराम से ले सकते हैं. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? So guys, subsequent registration shall not prejudice any right acquired in respect of any property. Right? So guys, whatever rights you had, those would be as it is, as like before. Whatever rights you had, the same rights would be continued. All right. Now the next point is, this is just one small formality. It is like you tell me this charge you're registering with whom? ROC. अरे बोलो भाई. So ROC should give some proof or not? So this is about the proof. What it says that once the company or charge holder either of submits this charge form, ROC क्या issue करेगा? Certificate of registration. That's all. ठीक है. अब ये जरा गौर करो यहाँ पे. Subsection 3, please ignore this part. The reason is why I'm saying ignore this part. The reason is it is about the winding up liquidation process. And I told you, look, ये क्या कहता है? Above provisions don't apply during liquidation, because liquidation is winding up, and in the winding up we have what? Special provision. So please don't go for that. इन सभी में मुझे एक point आपको बताना है, that is about the notice. What kind of notice? Let me tell you here. What kind of notice? वो आगे आएगी एक पॉइंट, वो आप पढ़ो यहाँ पे देख लो. One question I want to ask you: who will register the charge? Who will register the charge? So guys, answer to this question is either company or charge holder. Either of these two can file the form. So guys, it's not like all the times company has to do this or all the time charge holder has to do this. Either of these two can apply. Either of these two. Either of these two can apply. But either this, due to this provision, one problem created. अब वो problem क्या है? Please try to understand. ये काफी serious problem है. अब वो problem क्या है? मुझे एक बात बताओ. Today, if there is Mr. Paras, he goes to Spurs' father. Paras go to Spurs' father and say that uncle, your son Spurs has demanded 30,000 rupees. He has some problem, he wants it. But what would be the first reaction of father of Spurs? अंकल आपके बेटे स्पर्श को 30,000 रुपए चाहिए. उनका पहला रिएक्शन क्या होगा? He will think like this, that why Paras has come, why his son didn't call him. And by anyhow Paras is unknown to father. He's saying I am your son's friend Doesn't mean na. So what would be the reaction of the father? Father will call Sparsh and will try to confirm this, the really you demanded money or not, and then he will release the funds. Do you agree with this? अरे बोलो मेरे भाई, तब जाके वो रिलीज करेंगे. ऐसे नहीं होता ना, आप पहले पूछेंगे आपको कि भाई क्या है क्या नहीं, उस हिसाब से. ये सुनो, सेम वे यू टेल मी माय स्टूडेंट्स, why over here father will consult or inquire to Sparsh first? Because if it Pars directly comes and demand 30,000, it is something called doubtful, something called suspicious. भाई any random guy today comes and say give me 30,000, तुम्हारे बेटे ने मांगे, father should not pay ना. Similar kind of situation is getting created here too. How come? समझो बच्चा. There is ROC who is in the role of father. Got it? Now there are two parties. If company confirms that I have taken the loan and created the charge, that is doubtful, or charge holder saying I have given the loan and the charge is created, that is doubtful. Which application to ROC is more suspicious, more doubtful? अगर देखो बेनिफिट देखो, कंपनी अगर के अरे भाई मैंने लोन लिया है, आई कंफर्म इट, इज देयर एनी बेनिफिट टू कंपनी? बट इफ एनी रैंडम गाय टेल्स द आरओसी आई हैव गिवन द लोन टू कंपनी एंड आरओसी विदाउट एनी प्रॉपर इंक्वायरी रजिस्टर्स इट, तो लॉफुली क्या प्रूव हो जाएगा? हाँ, वाट लग जाएगी. तो ज्यादा डाउटफुल कौन सा है? श्रेयस, आर यू गेटिंग मी? When charge holder files the form to ROC stating that I have given the loan to company, please confirm this. So here one provision is said, the company is in the capacity of son and charge holder is the friend. बस ये इतना आप समझ लो तो आपको पूरी बातें समझ में आ जाएगी. So here the law has said that ROC will not register the charge until the ROC inquires it. इंक्वायरी किससे करनी बच्चा? कैसे करेगी वो? एक नोटिस देना है. क्या देना है? नोटिस ऑफ 14 days. And ROC will ask for any objection. ROC will ask for what? And if within 14 days, if a company didn't reply or didn't raise the objection, then and only then ROC will register the charge. Otherwise, not.
So if the company does not reply to
Still it can. ROC may register the charge. That's what the language used over here. देखो सेम प्रोविजन है बट इन द सेटिस्फेक्शन, बट कैरेक्टर्स आर नाउ स्वॉप्ड. हाउ कम? यू टेल मी गाइस, चार्ज होल्डर वर्सेस कंपनी, हु टेल्स द आरओसी दैट चार्ज इज सेटिस्फाइड इज मोर डाउटफुल. इफ चार्ज होल्डर सेज कि भाई चार्ज इज सेटिस्फाइड, तो उनका कोई फायदा नहीं है. बट इफ कंपनी सेज दैट चार्ज इज सेटिस्फाइड, कंपनी का क्या होगा? फायदा होगा. So guys, same चीज होगी during the satisfaction. If company files the form of satisfaction, ROC will not register the satisfaction until and unless चार्ज होल्डर को यही 14 days का नोटिस जाना चाहिए. नहीं समझे? समझे नहीं समझे? तो भाई यहाँ पे कुछ ज़्यादा है नहीं, बस वही कुछ नंबर ऑफ डेज और वो सारी चीज़ें थी. फॉर्म्स आई गेस आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन्ड, CHG1, CHG9. So nothing much is remained in section 77. Just to check it up, it is given in your study material or not, and if it is given at which page number?
What's the duty?
Like 77. Entire section 77 is properly given or not given. So yes, so which page number?
Registration of charges.
Yeah,
Registration by charge order. Registration by purchase.
it's given. No? Good.
How to register charge.
How to register the charge?
Verification of instrument of charge.
दिया है ना इंश्योर, ठीक है. आफ्टर दैट गाइस 78. 78 is also saying that the same registration shall be made according to the rules what are defined over there. तो वही CHG1, CHG2 वो सब लिखा हुआ है. Period is also written over here, and it is also further saying that if company failed to do that, then what are the consequences? So this part already I have covered up, so I don't think so I should tell this. And यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा जो important बात है वो ये है. ये क्या है बच्चा? पढ़ो उसको. 14 days notice. So ultimately this section 78 is talking about what? Arey, just now what are you discussed? Whatever concepts are you discussed, no?
Yes, to
Exactly. So 78, can I go ahead to the 79 now?
yes,
But 79, it says that 77 applies in other matter also. And what is that other matter? Let me tell you. The provisions of section 77. 77 says what? By either using CHG1 or CHG9, you have to register the details with the ROC. So what are the other details? Guys, as soon as you are acquiring a property under the charge. For example, you are buying a car under security. तो भी आपको ये करना पड़ेगा. And as well as if it is modification. So that I think already I have discussed that whether it's a modification or creation, answer will remain same बच्चा. तो आई होप नाउ वंस द कॉन्सेप्ट इज क्लियर. मैंने बोला था एक बार कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आ गया फिर ज़्यादा आपको दिक्कत नहीं होगी, सिर्फ जस्ट लाइक फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स होगा. यस और नो. कम टू 80 नाउ. बेटा 80 को 5 स्टार्स दे दो. ये काफ़ी गजब क्वेश्चन है यहाँ पे. चलो एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ, ये एग्जाम की क्वेश्चन है, जरा देखिए. क्वेश्चन गोइंग लाइक दिस. एट वन डे देयर इज अ कंपनीज नेम इज ट्विंकल लिटिल स्टार लिमिटेड. It wants to sell a building. Sparsh, one of the person who bought it for the 100 crores. He paid 100 crores, took the building, but later on he came to know that on this building there was charge registered. Isn't it a fraud from the company's part? चार्ज वाली एसेट आपको बेच दी और आपने हंसते हुए ले भी ली और पैसे भी पे कर दिए. बताओ भाई, चूना लगा दिया. So Sparsh files the case on Twinkle Little Star Limited that it's a fraud and I want the compensation. It was your duty to tell me that a charge was created. If you would have done this, like I wouldn't have bought it. So that's what my question is. You tell me, bacha, whether company is liable under this provision or not. What do you think about this? Yes or no? The right down answer to this question is no. Company is not liable. Q. Answer is given under section 80. 80 क्या कहता है? देखो 80 की लैंग्वेज पढ़ो. It is trying to say that where any charge on any property or the assets, any charge, property or the assets was created, right? So any person who is acquiring such property which is already under the charge will have deemed to have the notice. Deemed to have the notice means notice stands for knowledge. Anyone who is buying or dealing with this property will be assumed as having the complete knowledge that the property is charged. So later on your excuse that I was not aware about the fact the charge is there, that excuse won't be accepted by the court. The same kinds of provision we learned in the CA foundation. It's called the doctrine of constructive notice. याद आया कुछ? आया ना? आर्टिकल्स. ओके, चार्ज की जो इंफॉर्मेशन है वो पब्लिक है या प्राइवेट है? पब्लिक है. इनफैक्ट यू वोंट बिलीव इफ यू जस्ट पे 100 रुपीज, इफ यू पे व्हाट फॉर द 3 hours यू कैन डाउनलोड ऑल द चार्ज डॉक्यूमेंट्स. पूरा CHG1 CHG9 साइन किया हुआ डाउनलोड कर सकते हो. भाई समझे या नहीं समझे? आप पूरा वो डाउनलोड कर सकते हो. आप पूरा वो डाउनलोड कर सकते हो. अनकंडीशनली डाउनलोड कर सकते हो. So obviously if you don't verify, it is your mistake. Company doesn't come to the picture. Yes or no? And come on, where it is written that you cannot buy this charged property? क्या आप किसी कार ऐसे खरीद सकते हो जिसके ऊपर लोन ऑलरेडी चालू हो? भाई लॉ में ये मना किया है क्या? ये तो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के ऊपर है. नहीं समझे आप? इट इज बिटवीन द टू पार्टीज. If you want to buy the assets which is already secured in somebody's favor, law doesn't stop you in that part, no? You can, but here the clarity is if the company doesn't specify this information and later on you want to blame the company stating that it is your mistake, you didn't specify, it's a fraud, whether this argument would be accepted by the court or not. Section 80 provides the protection to the company. भावना आर यू क्लियर बच्चों? सेक्शन 80 श्रेयस
Yes.
पारस ठीक है.
So he must have assumed that the charge was there.
Yeah, even if you didn't read this, it's your mistake. Court will not give you favor on that
But
part.
it's not registered. And it's still
If it is not registered, then it's not a charge at all बच्चों.
it will be unregistered.
अनरजिस्टर्ड चार्ज तो चार्ज है ही नहीं, ऐसा ही माना जाएगा ना. तो फिर फर्स्ट जो पार्टी है जिसने सिक्योरिटी ली है वही एनफोर्स नहीं कर पाएगा लॉफुली. तो वो तो मैंने पहले बता दिया, वो अनसिक्योर्ड माना जाएगा. अगर चार्ज क्रिएट किया है लेकिन रजिस्टर नहीं किया तो उसकी कोई लीगल वैलिडिटी नहीं है. बट ध्यान रखिए, लॉ एक और चीज़ बोलता है, यू कैन रजिस्टर द चार्ज विद इन 30 days और एनी टाइम. वाई एनी टाइम? 30 days. If it couldn't be done, then within 60 days from the creation. Or still, if you have couldn't done that, pay ad valorem duty, take the RD's consent, and you can go ahead.
So basically they sign that CHG1, CHG9. So when they create charge, they go to ROC and then sign on that.
Not a sign. After signing, you have to submit it, upload it.
Oh, okay. So they don't need to go there.
No, where to go now? ROC is more than enough. And now, if you want to get that information, it is public information. You can download it. It is your mistake before buying the property. You didn't check the charge. So just because of your carelessness, you cannot say that I have acted in good faith. Yesterday's point, समझ में आया? तो can I say Section 80 can also be asked in the General Clauses Act? Section 80 क्या General Clauses Act में भी पूछा जा सकता है under the topic of the good faith? Explain whether have you acted in good faith? No, it is your carelessness. And when you do something with a carelessness, it is assumed that you have not acted in good faith. ये शायद हम कल भी पढ़ चुके थे और हमने डिटेल में किया था जहाँ तक मेरा मानना है. Is 80 clear in everyone's mind? I'm moving towards 81 now. But 81 is nothing but register needs to be kept by, I would say, the registrar. एक और register आएगा यहाँ पे देखो. 85. Register needs to be maintained by the company. Now what are the contents? I think practically I have shown you. Do you want me to go in detail into that? नहीं है, ठीक है. 82 is about the satisfaction of charge. वो भी मैंने बता दिया आप लोगों को. The same provision है. As soon as the charge gets satisfied within 30 days, it will be communicated to. चलो यहाँ पे एक बात लिख दो. Satisfaction of charge में क्या लिखा है समझना है आपको. Point number 1. Within 30 days you need to register. Second, what if it's failed? In case of failure, it is 300 days. कितने दिन है? Here it is not 60 days. Please try to understand. देखो क्या लिखा है? It needs to be registered within what time? Look at the board. आरस थोड़ा पानी पी ले भाई. तेरी किडनी काफी ओवर फंक्शन कर रही है. As soon as you start eating, guys, it gets mixed up with your blood, which make the blood thick. And thick blood is very much difficult to get processed by kidneys. And that is why as soon as you take a food, after half an hour, 45 minutes, start taking few sips of the water. That will start making your blood thin. Thinner blood, more circulation, more energy. सीधा सा scientific फंडा है. लॉ में साइंस पढ़ा दिया मैंने. Did you see as soon as you get drowsy, if you just have the 4 to 5 sips of the water, suddenly you will feel energetic. Reason क्या? Your blood starts getting thin. Hey bhai, do you get me what I am saying? ठीक है. Provided that by paying the additional duty, if you couldn't have done this, you have to register this within the period of 300. So which provision of the section 77 is not here? 60 wala days. So here before amendment, after amendment, that drama is not here. ठीक है? So satisfaction 30. देखो सीधे से बात समझो. Creation 30, 300 before bed, 30, 60 after bed. Modification same model copied. Satisfaction 30, 300. That's all. And वही 14 days वाली नोटिस की बात की गई है. अगर आपको देखना है भाई ये देखिए. Can you see this? वो मैंने पहले ही पढ़ा दिया है. If charge holder requests to the ROC that I want to satisfy this, ROC should not do this until the 14 days notice is given to the company. Sorry. If company says that it is satisfied, my bad. Thank God, Paras जग गया. पारस जा गया. तो guys, till 82 anyone has any problem? Okay, 77 is clear. 78, 79, 80, 81 and 82. 80 is very very important. 77 and 80 को आप fine attendance task कर दो, because this is the most important areas from where the ICAI has asked a lot of questions. Clear? Good. After then guys, let's go to the 83. Now 83 also make it 3 stars. एक बार क्वेश्चन आ गई थी यहाँ पे. 83 को थोड़ा हाईलाइट कर दो. 83 का टाइटल पढ़ो क्या लिखा है. अंकल what is 83? It is drafted for some specific situation. And what is that specific situation? That suddenly ROC came to know that charge is already satisfied, but nobody filed the form to satisfy that. Company like ROC knows this fact very well, that loan is not there, it is already paid, squared up. So does it make sense to have the entry in the register? It needs to be deleted. So here the question comes is like, if no one has filed the form to satisfy, still can ROC voluntarily strike off the satisfaction? Can it go for the satisfaction? Answer is yes. It is provided under section 83. So 83 की बात कहता है, क्या कहता है? That even without any intimation, without any form, if ROC wants to record the satisfaction, it can do. But before that, it has to give the notice before 30 days. That why I am going to do this. Do you have any problem? If you have, just to show me the concern. That's all. Both the parties, charge holder as well as that we have. आप समझो बेटा, you have taken a loan. It is almost 20 years. Loan transactions are appearing, and ROC has the access to the bank data also. उधर भी पता चल गया भाई ये तो 5 साल पहले लोन खत्म हो गई, तो अब उसको रख के क्या फायदा, बेटर उसको सेटिस्फाई करवा दो. सो देखो बेटा, ये प्रोविजन खास ध्यान रखना, एग्जाम में आता है. इट इज रिटन दैट a registrar may, if they have the evidence, alright, it can go with the satisfaction. Under what circumstances? That if it has the evidence that the debt has been totally paid or satisfied, or the property is no more under the charge. Property is no more under the charge. You tell me, Bache, this charge chapter is applicable to loans or it is applicable to security? So guys, every loan what company takes need to get registered with the ROC, or only the security registration need to get registered with the ROC? Not all the loans, only the loan under the security. So guys, charge chapter has nothing to do with the borrowings, it has to do with just the security. नहीं समझे आप समझे? तो every loan जो आप लेते हो वो रजिस्टर करने की जरूरत सो अनसिक्योर्ड लोन को रजिस्टर करने की जरूरत नहीं है, सिर्फ सिक्योर्ड लोन को ही रजिस्टर करना है. तो व्हाट इफ गाइस देयर वाज सम प्रॉपर्टी अंडर द चार्ज, लेकिन बाद में वो प्रॉपर्टी ही नहीं रही, या प्रॉपर्टी में से सिक्योरिटी निकल गई, नाउ द सिक्योर्ड लोन गॉट कन्वर्टेड टू अनसिक्योर्ड वन, देन satisfaction can be applicable even if the loan is not paid. Yes or no? So what happens is, like, either of these two situations, register of the charge enter, just a second, satisfaction in whole or in part of the fact that the part of the property undertaking has been released from the charge. तो वो तो ठीक है, वो मेरे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, वो इतना ही कहना चाहता है कि आरओसी कैन डू दिस. सबसेक्शन 2, द पॉइंट व्हाट आई वाज सर्चिंग फॉर, दैट आरओसी शैल इन्फॉर्म द अफेक्टेड पार्टीज विद इन व्हाट टाइम बच्चा, 30 days as soon as you make this entry into the satisfaction. नहीं बेटा, बिफोर नहीं था, आफ्टर है, बट बिफोर होना चाहिए था, करने से पहले. इन्होंने यहाँ पे क्या लिखी प्रोविजन, पहले आप कर दो फिर नोटिफाई करो. रेज द ऑब्जेक्शन, you have to reverse it. You have to reverse it. You have to provide the evidences that whatever information of the satisfaction you received, that is not true. You might have taken it from the wrong sources. You have to show it up. Do you get me what I am saying? All right. After that, I would like to go to 84. Beta, 84 again. I don't want to go much in detail. If you tell you guys, once the asset is secured and you are not paying the money, bank क्या करेगा? Bank will appoint someone under the court to receive the property, to recover the property. Yes or no? So those recovery agents are known as receivers. So as soon as you are appointing any receiver or manager to acquire the property under the charge, you have to intimate the ROC, and there are certain forms. I think मैंने वो फॉर्म की लिस्ट में आपको बताया होगा. Got it? So I do not want to go much in detail. 85 मुझे नहीं करना है, क्यों, मैंने कहा भी उसमें कंपनी को एक रजिस्टर मेंटेन करना होगा जिसमें चार्ज की डिटेल होगी, assets what is charge, amount of loan what is taken, date of creation of the charge, party's name, etc. Punishment I don't want to go. 87 is the rectification power of the central government. Can central government order the ROC on knowing the fact that certain entries are wrong or mistakenly recorded? Can it order the ROC to rectify it? Answer to that question is absolutely yes, but under which section? 87. So guys, with this I want to tell you, so far whatever I wanted to discuss in the charge, that got completed. So let's recall so far what are the sections very very important for your exam. ठीक है, सबसे पहले बेटा 77 5 stars मार दो. After then come to 80, ये एग्जाम वाली क्वेश्चन है. इनफैक्ट जब आप देखोगे अपनी स्टडी मटेरियल, मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस आर फ्रॉम दिस ओनली. 80, उसके बाद आप आ जाओ यहाँ पे 83, बस उसके बाद कुछ नहीं. 79 is just that notice वाला part. Sorry, 79 is modification. So it is nothing. 79 what it says, whatever is written in 77 as it is applies here. So 77 includes both. So creation as well as modification, that's all. Do you get me what I am saying? ठीक है, तो चलो बच्चा, क्या बैटिंग की है. डिवेंचर ओवर, चार्ज ओवर, मेंबरशिप इज ऑल्सो ओवर. अब बचा क्या, शुरू करूँ या फिर pardon?
4 or 5 sir?
It is till 5, but that's what if you give me 1.5 hour डिपॉजिट पूरा क्लास में खत्म करना, रिकॉर्डिंग आप देखना चाहोगे. ओके, इज द स्पीड ओके टू एवरीवन? और भी बढ़ा सकते हैं, ठीक है. बट आर यू कंफर्टेबल, मीन्स आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि भैया ठीक है ऐसे कहानियां जा रही हैं, बस वही चाहिए. We can. I will. Look, what is my intention is like, चलो पहले रिकॉर्डिंग बंद कर लेते हैं.